What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and gender fluid people, and if you self-identify as a off-brand radiator or whatever the fuck, welcome to the video, and please do excuse the clickbaity title and thumbnail, but you would think that YouTube is about to disappear off the face of the internet if a lot of their hype is to be believed. Now, if you're on Twitter, because of course most of you are, most of everybody is on Twitter still, you may have noticed the hashtag that's doing the round, YouTube is over party. Now, what is all the fuss? As a small YouTube channel, I have not really noticed anything that these people have been talking about, but I do understand that it is going to be a big issue. So, long story short, YouTube has changed, but said they haven't changed. They said they haven't, but it's obvious something has changed, or has suddenly been taken into effect. You now have a extra set of rules when it comes to quote-unquote advertiser-friendly content. So, if you happen to be a news YouTube channel talking about, I don't know, North Korea or wars that are going on, things to do with ISIS, political stuff, you are probably going to struggle to get ad revenue, as Google is now using this new little yellow $sign to suggest that your video is never, or possibly under review, will be allowed monetization, but at this point won't be allowed monetization because it's about a sensitive subject. So what is the guidelines for advertiser-friendly content, or rather, what is YouTube suggesting that would be considered inappropriate for advertising content? Now, some of these make a lot of sense. The first one on the list is sexually suggestive content, including partial nudity and sexual humor. Now, there are a lot of channels, somewhat suspiciously, like prank channels and stuff, that have millions and millions of subscribers that are totally allowed to advertise, have adverts on their channel, no problem. So it does seem somewhat like a scattering of things that have been flagged as possibly inappropriate, because some channels that have just literally talked about things in the news and haven't really covered anything that is, I would suggest, inappropriate, have had their videos flagged as advertiser unfriendly. But these prank channels are apparently completely immune for that. Next on the list, violence, including displays of serious injury and events related to violent extremism. Now, of course, this makes sense. Nobody wants ISIS to have its own YouTube channel showing beheadings and whatnot. But again, it would seem that advertisers are completely fine with CNN, Fox News and everything reporting on this kind of thing and showing graphic content. And YouTube seems to think it's more of a big deal and will stop any news reporting on that, even if they don't show the graphic imagery, which comes up a little bit later. Next on the list, inappropriate language, including harassment, profanity, and vulgar language. Now, this probably doesn't mean that you can never swear on YouTube videos again. I think it's probably an overabundance or overusage of swearing. So if you like to drop a lot of F-bombs constantly, like it's your only adjective, then possibly an advertiser may not want to be attached to that kind of thing. The harassment side of things makes sense. If you're making a video abusive about somebody else, you probably shouldn't be allowed to make money off it. Also on the list is promotion of drugs and related substances, including selling, use and abuse of such items. Again, this one kind of makes sense, really. You probably shouldn't be promoting the use of drugs on a channel and making money from that, and I'm pretty sure Mountain Dew or Coca-Cola's probably not going to be wanting to be putting their name in an advert to somebody shooting up to some good old heroin. So again, this one kind of makes sense. If most of these are a little bit vague and not very explanatory on for things like, if I'm doing a gameplay video of Grand Theft Auto, there may be some drinking, there may be some drug usage, there may be even some prostitutes. So would that mean the video can then not make money because that happens to be my video? Who knows? Nobody's really talking at YouTube, and that's probably one of the bigger issues, is that YouTube never warned that this was coming. there was just a lot of big YouTubers that woke up one morning to find a lot of videos, as many as a dozen or more had been had their monetization taken off, and some of these channels only make money and keep their content going by advertising to bring the content on YouTube for free, and they make money and then put it back into their videos or, have it as their job. And, this will threaten some channels. And last and most Orwellian of all, and probably to me the most deeply disturbing, is controversial or sensitive subjects and events, including subjects related to war, political conflicts, natural disasters, and tragedies, even if graphic imagery is not shown. So all these news-related channels, like Philip Defranco, even if they just want to talk about some political strife, maybe in North Korea or something like that, that apparently is not okay. But there is a certain YouTube channel that did a propaganda video for North Korea suggesting that everything was all completely fine in North Korea and there isn't anything at all bad going on in North Korea. And apparently that channel is allowed adverts on it when it is just pure 100% unadulterated propaganda. That's completely fine. Talking about the strife and political situation in North Korea, not good, not advertiser friendly. So it would seem YouTube is almost making a move to stifle political discussion or content that would be deemed scary, and basically seems to be turning YouTube into a quote-unquote safe space where only unboxing of kids' toys and stuff will be allowed. So I hope you're all looking forward to my next video where I'm going to be talking and reviewing the rice pudding I'm going to be having for my lunch, and an unboxing of whatever the new Power Rangers is. Are they in space still, or have they gone somewhere else? I don't even know. I can't even keep up anymore. So, yeah, jokes aside, this could very much be a bad thing. A very, very bad thing. Bad YouTube. Stop it. And again, political conflicts. People should be allowed to discuss that on their channel and indeed make money from advertisements. Just because an advertisement is on your channel, I don't think really suggests that the advertiser supports whatever your particular opinion is. Or even if you're completely neutral and just report the news as is. It's possibly a really dangerous precedent. And while I don't think this is going to make YouTube go away anytime soon, the fact that they don't seem to be talking to any of us content creators before making moves like this, when it's us that really makes the channel exist, people uploading videos, it boggles the mind that they would just one day do this and not actually give anyone any heads up. Not even, oh, hey guys, 1 week's notice, we're changing a few things. It just really does boggle the mind. And even massive channels like Philip Defranco with his nearly 5 million subscribers, when he asks YouTube, he just gets a pretty stock answer, like, we haven't changed anything. Well, obviously, you clearly have. Whether the technology has just got better at identifying potentially unadvertiser-friendly content, who knows? It doesn't seem to be related to the content in the video, but more along the lines of like the video's tags and what is in the description. And potentially, if it's manually flagged, someone actually watches the video to see if it's got grounds for not being allowed or being allowed advertisement. So it's a bit of a clusterfuck, really, and I guess I've sworn there, so probably can't have any adverts of this video. We'll see. It's my first swear word. So damn, drat, and buggery, and blast and boulder dash. Yeah. That was me trying to be funny. We'll just pretend that didn't happen. So yeah, it is a minefield of... A lot of people have been saying that it's censorism and that it's, blocking people from having freedom of speech. It's not really that, is it? It's not Facebook levels of, like, blocking certain content, very specific content. It's more trying to keep advertisers happy so that YouTube eventually does actually make money. Because believe it or not, YouTube doesn't actually make Google a lot of money, if at all. In fact, it's only just started breaking even because of everything that they do. So I think this is more about trying to make YouTube more profitable and then screw everybody else, let them just deal with whatever the changes are. So yeah, if you haven't heard about it, this is it. Whether it spells doom for smaller channels, I really hope not. I mean, I don't really tend to do a lot of topical news-related stuff. It tends to be more related to gaming. My channel is about gaming. I am in a network about gaming. So, fortunately for me, so far, it hasn't seemed to have affected me. But I understand, and I do worry for channels that do a lot of, like, blogging, vlogging, and news-related materials, because I do watch a lot of these. And to see them go away, or be really affected in any way, would be a massive shame. So really, YouTube needs to talk to everybody better, not just give stock, like as if it's come from their lawyer, replies to things, or try to say nothing has changed when it clearly has. So anyway, guys, doom and gloom, I don't think there really is any doom and gloom, not at least for YouTube's side, but potentially for the smaller channels that will be affected by this, if they've not got things like a massive fan base supporting them through Patreon or, you know, selling merchandise or anything like that. They're probably going to struggle to get advertising revenue to keep their channel alive just for talking about quote-unquote controversial or sensitive subjects. So what it's going to mean for, like, top 10 scary things and whatnot remains to be seen. But it does feel a little bit hypocritical to have this when there are indeed some adverts for films that are violent or sexually suggestive. But that's okay, but not if your content that sexually suggestive and violent advert's going to be on. So, yeah, it does seem a little bit double standards. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in a video really soon. Thanks for watching.